Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruby and welcome to video number 20 for me. So today we're doing part 2 of my how-to series, and today's focus is going to be on how to get the most flawless looking base based on application techniques I've learned. So today we're going to be learning how to apply foundation, match foundation, figure out your undertone, and how just to get a seamless blend. And yeah, I really hope that you guys find this video helpful, and if you do, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell so you never miss an upload that I have. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get in to the video. Okay, so you guys, I did move up a little bit closer so you can see everything that I'm doing for the routine. And so I already did all of my prep that I showed in my last video. I'll link it, I don't know, like somewhere up there. And it's just all of how I like to prep my skin and why prepping your skin is so important, so please check it out. And so what we're going to start off with first is applying foundation, and I'm going to go in with my favorite foundation. This is a NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I'm in the shade Syracuse. This is my perfect foundation shade, and I also just love the finish of this because right now I'm really into the look of a little bit of glowy skin with my oily skin. So I don't want it to look greasy, I just want it to look healthy and radiant. So I feel like this gives me that finish. And with this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pump like 2 pumps onto the back of my hand. And I'm going to take a brush to first apply it. And I've really been liking the Sigma flat angled kabuki brush, the F88 for this, because I feel like it gets in all of my face. And so I'm just going to press it into my skin so that the foundation kind of warms up. I'm going to start applying it in the center of my face because again, I'm also trying to keep the coverage pretty light. So I like to just like press it into my skin using the brush and swipe it to move it. Right now it's not so important for me to blend it out perfectly because I am going to go in with a beauty blender to pick up any creasing. So right now it's all just about getting the foundation on. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk a little bit about undertones. So for me, I'm a cool undertone. So for example, like for me, silver jewelry looks a lot better than gold jewelry. That's a one indicator. So if you like gold jewelry, honey, you're probably warm toned. So if your veins, the color of your veins also can tell you. So if you have like more green veins, you are a more warm neutral tone, and if you have bluer veins, that means you are more cool toned. So those are all things that you can take into account. And if you are a beginner in foundation matching, or you find it a little bit intimidating, you can always go into a Sephora and they do like take pictures of your skin, and I suggest that, especially if you're like Pakistani, Indian, Sri Lankan, like South Asian, or even like anyone that has a little bit like pigment to their skin, because I've noticed like when you try to go get matched like by a person, they always want to match us darker. Like I don't know why that is. And so the reason I suggest that Sephora thing is that they take pictures of your skin. So it's kind of like a machine that's telling you what your perfect skin tone is. So it tells you your undertone and your shade. And you can always get 3 free samples of foundation at Sephora based on what they match you at. And let's just say if you don't want to purchase something at Sephora, you can also just go online and put like dupes for whatever your shade is. So when I first found out that I was a NARS Syracuse, like I would just type in shade like NARS Syracuse drugstore dupes, and it will pull up what is like really like similar in shade and maybe even finish for you. And then also there's just different kinds of finishes. So I prefer matte and satin finishes, and then this is a little bit more like a skin satin finish. So it's not a luminous foundation, because there's also luminous dewy foundations that you can get, and this is I just feel like this is a satin skin finish foundation. So as you can see, like it just sits so well on your skin. It's not drying like a matte foundation, and it's not like super glossy like a luminous foundation. So I really enjoy satin foundations for that reason. And then also you can get like the coverage is varying. So you can get like light coverage, medium coverage, full coverage, buildable coverage. So all of those things are things like you would want to take into account. So if you have more acne prone skin, I know you're going to want to go for full coverage to cover it all up, but it's actually really bad for your skin because it's actually going to clog your pores more. So that's why I like to go with something that's a little bit more buildable. So this is like a medium coverage. So again, my skin's breathing, and if I have more problem areas, like so right here, I can just go in with a few more pumps of foundation and put it on. And it's just really nice to have that option. And then if you have like, if you want that more natural look, you would go for a lighter coverage foundation so your skin would still be peeking through. I feel like at the drugstore, the best one is the L'Oreal True Match. Like the display actually has like warm, neutral, cool, so that you can kind of pick and customize. Like, and once you like start wearing foundation, you're gonna be able to look at a foundation and know it matches you, because most foundations aren't really broken up like that. I mean, a lot more brands are being more mindful of consumers and taking the time to take that extra step of like labeling the undertones too. But like especially at the drugstore, there's not a lot. I feel like I've only seen L'Oreal do that. And so once you get like a hang of your shade and like you can actually like look at a bottle and really like tell right away like, yeah, that's gonna work for me or that's not. At least that's where I am now. Like I can look at a foundation and be like, yeah, that's like a good undertone for me, or that's like a really good shade for me, and I can actually match my friends really well too. So you just have to like get comfortable with it, and then you'll also need to you'll learn like what you enjoy in foundation. Okay, so then I'm just going to go and highlight my face really quick, and for that I'm going to use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and this is in the shade Sand. This is just one of my favorite go-to concealers. It's a pretty good coverage at the drugstore. To cover your under eye circles, you can always go with like your shade, but I just always like to go a little bit lighter. I feel like it helps cover my dark circles more, and also just makes your face look more fresh, because naturally when light's hitting us, it hits our face at different angles. So certain angles are a little bit more brighter than others, so that's why a lot of people highlight their face. And just to balance it all out, I also just like to highlight like down the center of my face, just so it's not just stark bright only in one area. It's kind of like rounded. And with this concealer, I've mentioned a lot of times, is you just want to let it get a little tacky so that it maintains its coverage. And then you're going to just want to, while you're waiting for that, you're going to spray your beauty blender or sponge or whatever you're using with a setting spray. I love, again, because I have oily skin and I have problems with like foundation coming off, I love using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And I just like to mist my beauty sponge like so, get it a little bit more damp. And then now I'm just gonna blend without, and for blending, you just want to push everything into your skin. So you don't want to drag this, you kind of want to do slight bouncing motions. And you're going to maintain all that coverage without having to go in with a lot of products or even going with a heavy concealer. Okay, so now that I have all that blended out, I'm going to go in with a setting powder. Setting powder just helps set your face, gets everything kind of just set, so your foundation won't be tacky and move around, so around, transfer. So I've actually been loving this new powder that I got in a BoxyCharm. This is a pretty vulgar, the Powder Room Matte Translucent Powder. And with this, I just like to go in with a really fluffy brush, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a yellowy tinted translucent, so it's not white, so it works for my skin tone, because a lot of translucent powders, because they're so stark white, don't work. Like they turn my foundation gray, but this one works great. And I just take it on a big fluffy brush. This is an Aesthetica P12 brush, and I just dust this in there, and I'm gonna start pressing it onto my face. And so now you can see my face is completely set. It's not sticky anymore, and everything is just going to stay in place longer. To bake my under eyes, I am going to go in with a brightening powder. So this is from Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade Banana. And for that, I just like to take some of this yellow powder onto the cap, and I'm going to take this new brush. I've brush, this new beauty blender sponge from Morphe. It has like this little angle to it, so it picks up the product really nicely. And I just like to push this under my skin. So this process is called baking, and this just helps again increase the longevity of your concealer. And I like to do this step after I set my under eyes lightly with a translucent powder, because I noticed that I won't crease. Because with what happens with baking sometimes is it will settle into your fine lines if you don't moisturize properly and set everything properly. So I just like to kind of set all of my creases and lines down with a translucent powder first, and then go over it with a light bake. And so from here, I'm actually going to really quickly go do everything else, and then I'll be right back. Okay everybody, and this is the completed look. I really like how everything came together. As you can see, the foundation is pretty like full coverage, but I don't feel it at all. And also I don't feel like it looks really heavy, and it looks like skin. I mean, obviously this is a little bit more glam look, so you can tell I'm wearing makeup, but I feel like if you weren't to do all the drama in this look, it would still look really natural and wearable for an everyday basis. And that's one of my favorite things about using a brush to apply the foundation. I just feel like a brush gives you like the best coverage, and this like a lot of like it seamlessly just sits on top of your skin. And then just going over it with a beauty blender helps just pick up any extra product that's on your skin, so that it just, you have product where you need it, not where you don't. So that's why I really have been enjoying this technique of foundation application. And I really hope that you found this video helpful, and that I was able to answer some of your questions in regards to why a foundation may or may not be matching you. If you do have any further questions, please feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I'll do my best to answer your question to the best of my knowledge. And if you would have any like specific questions, maybe I could just do another how-to video on foundation, just because foundation for me is like obviously it's the base, it's the foundation of a look. Like you could be wonderful like at applying your eyeliner and your eyeshadow and have a great lipstick, but if your foundation is off, I feel like it's not gonna come together as a look. So I wouldn't mind if you wanted a follow-up video just addressing more questions, comments, or concerns. Be sure to follow me. It is just the same handle. It is @RabsBeauty. So yeah, with that, I think that ends it for this video. I really hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful day, and yeah, bye guys.